She's tried to go outside and play, but no one ever seems to want her there.
Alyssa sits at her lunch table, listening to her friends talk about the same thing they've talked about all week, summer. It's only a few weeks away, and her friends are going on and on about this weekend and their big yearly summer shopping spree. They will buy all new sleeveless dresses, jean shorts, and of course, at least 3 new swimming suits. As usual, Alyssa tells them how excited she is for the day, but we all know that it's just a lie. The truth is, she already knows how the day is going to go. They're going to spend their day at stores where nothing fits her and buying bikinis that she will never try on. She follows her friends a few steps back. When she walks into a store with a gorgeous spring dress hanging on the very first rack, Alyssa picks it up and admires it. The purple lace and the one flowy sleeve, it was perfect. One of her friends sees her looking at it and tells her to go try it on. Alyssa, not wanting anyone to know about her insecurities, slips into a dressing room and puts it on. Her friends are just outside the door, talking about just another one of her least favorite topics, the future. One is listing the names of her children she wants to have, and another is listing the perfect date she wants to go on one day with her husband. There, stuck in this dressing room, staring at herself in the mirror, listening to her friends, Alyssa starts to cry. She cries about the fact that the dress looked 1,000,000 times better on the hanger, about the fact that she doesn't even want to think about the future because she can't see a husband who loves her or children who call her mom. She cries because she will never see herself the way that her friends see themselves.
It's closing more every day, and I'm dying inside, and nobody knows it but me.
David reluctantly heads to study hall, knowing exactly what the scene will look like when he gets there. He'll walk in and sit with the same group of guys he's been friends with since elementary school. But today, as David rounds the corner to the classroom, the scene seems a little different. Today, when David walks into study hall, he sees his friends in a huddle every once in a while, looking up and snickering at the shy, insecure girl 2 desks up. David doesn't know what to do. He has 2 options, and he's never been more torn. He could do what was easiest and sit idly by, listening to his friends make snide comments about her. These guys were his friends. They'd grown up playing football and baseball together, and although they didn't always make the best decisions, David knew he had 2 more years of high school with them. Or he could do what was probably right and sit next to the girl 2 rows up he'd had a crush on since freshman year. As his friends talked about the senior athlete girls they wanted to date, David had only ever had eyes for the girl who barely talked. He stands in the doorway to study hall for what seems like forever, pondering his 2 options. Finally, David walks in and quietly takes a seat next to his friends.
It was over my head. I know nothing at all.
Hannah laid in her bed, skipping school for the 3rd day this week. She had no motivation to get up, and definitely no motivation to try to make it through a whole day of high school. She could hear her parents yelling downstairs, arguing over which one had to drag Hannah to see her friend today. You see, Hannah has a past. She had done some things she wasn't proud of, tried things she shouldn't have, wasted time with people she regretted, and lost all of her friends in the process. She didn't really blame them for leaving her. She never wanted to go out. She snapped quickly, and overall, she knew her own negativity was dragging them down. 3 months prior, when her parents realized what was happening, they started to set her up with weekly appointments at the local therapist. They tried to tell her she needed someone to talk to, then yelled at her when she refused to say anything at all. The thing was, Hannah didn't know what to say. She didn't know why she was feeling this way, had no explanation for the thoughts she had of inexistence. The only thing she really knew is that at the end of the session, she was just angry. Angry that her silence wasn't saying enough, angry that her parents made her do this, angry that everything, her own happiness, seemed completely out of her control.
Piece by piece, I fell far from the tree. I will never leave her.
Erica speeds home in her 1998 gold Volkswagen, knowing that in her mailbox right now is the thing that determines her next 4 years. A few weeks ago, Erica sent in her application to the only college she could ever see herself at. Her sister had texted her this afternoon that there was something in the mail for her. She finally gets home and runs to her mailbox. She is stopped short when the letter from the college is smaller than she had expected. Reluctantly, she opens it, crumpling it into a ball after she reads the words, "I regret to inform you." Angry and hurt, she throws on her running shorts and heads to the sidewalk, ready to run away from her disappointment. Erica runs the streets of her town every day, but today, everything seemed different, almost as if the walls of the buildings around her were closing in on her. She is midway through her senior year and cannot wait to get out of high school, out of her house, of the small town she's in. The cold wind made her face numb, but she didn't mind. The pain of staying here for 6 more months was more than she could ever bear. There was nothing left for her here, nothing left for her to do, no impact she could ever make. In the past 18 years, she had gotten everything out of this place that she possibly could have, and now she wasn't sure what the future holds.
When you try your best, but you don't succeed.
This, unfortunately, is only the first time. The first time people are going to doubt you and your abilities. In 8th grade, your science teacher is even going to tell you you are too old to think unrealistically. In high school, you're going to stay home from a lot of parties to ensure you ace each biology, engineering, and calculus test. You're going to be the nerd. But guess what? That's okay. Don't let these people influence your dreams and your aspirations. If I could tell you one thing right now, holding that beautiful picture of you standing on the moon, it would be this: be true. Be true to who you are and what you want. You don't know it yet, but you are going to defy everything. I wonder what all Jesse, Susie, and Steve would be snickering if they heard the phone call you just received. I wonder if that 8th grade science teacher of yours would fall off her chair if she knew what you know now. You don't know it yet, but you just got off the phone with your future boss, who informed you you got the job. You're only 8 right now, but in 18 short years, you're going to be moving to Washington, D.C. to work at NASA headquarters.
I wish you would buy the dress, but I know you won't. You won't go for another shopping spree for quite a few years. I know right now all you can think about is how the dress doesn't fit and how you don't look like the actresses of your 17 magazine. But guess what, sweetie? You never will. But that is only because you cannot Photoshop your everyday. I wish I could tell you to be confident. I wish I could tell you how beautiful you are and that even though high school is going to stink, eventually you're going to see yourself as the gorgeous woman that you are. I wish I could tell you what your life looks like now, 18 years down the road. I wish I could tell you how successful you are going to be. I wish I could tell you about your husband and how he looked at you last night in your black dress on your perfect date night. I wish I could tell you about your daughter. Gosh, she's perfect. She's 8 years old now. You tell her every day that she is talented and that she can grow up to be anything and do anything she sets her mind to. You tell her this because I know you only wish someone was in the dressing room right now to tell you. Today, your daughter Jenny brought home a picture of her on the moon that she drew in class. You gave her a kiss, she told you she loves you, and that she can't wait to grow up to be just like her mom.
Years down the road, this will be one of your biggest regrets. This masculine, popular facade you put on is a face you wore for far too long. You may not want to risk your popularity or the guys you call your friends, but later on, you will learn what is actually important. What is important is doing what you know is right. Forget about the consequences. What's important is being brave and not caring what others think of you. The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all. I wish you could see yourself now. See the person you were then compared to the person that you are at this very moment. A few weeks after you let your friends ridicule the beautiful girl, for the first time, you finally found the guts to talk to her. You told her how sorry you were for letting them laugh at her. You even made it up to her by taking her to prom. The best part is, your friends didn't care. If you were to stop being so scared to take risks, you would see your friends just want what is best for you. You and your wife, Alyssa, talk about this exact moment, how you first met, all the time. How she used to cry in the dressing rooms, shopping with her friends, until you stood up for what you believed in and made her realize her significance and beauty. Take a leap of faith, David. I promise you'll be happy you did.
I know you feel at war with yourself, like you're losing every battle and victory is too far away to even imagine. But hold on. Be strong. Be stronger than this disease you fight, because in the end, victory is yours. I know it feels like happiness is completely out of reach, but I'm here to tell you, happiness is not a destination. It is an emotion, no different than the feelings of emptiness you feel right now. Happiness is not the end goal. The end goal is a life you can look back on and be proud of everything you have accomplished. Stop dwelling on the fact that you can't seem to get out of bed in the morning and start learning how to love yourself. This war is going to get harder before it gets better, but you come out of it a much stronger person. You're struggling right now, but in the future, you use this struggle as a way to help others. You're an elementary school teacher now, and you try to help your students see how bright their future can be because you never saw it yourself. You help the children who feel alone, like the little girl who gets bullied for being smart, for having dreams of landing on the moon one day. As she left your classroom today, you told her what I need to tell you right now. You told her, Jenny, be strong. Don't let anyone, including yourself, get in the way of your own happiness.
I remember how stuck you felt right then. I remember for the next few days, you barely talked to anyone, you just ran. You ran for miles like the running was going to carry you right out of this town. You heard me, this town. Hard to believe it right now, but you still live here, and you love it. You spent some time away, but in the end, you find out that this is the only place that you will ever call home. Be patient. You only go through high school once. Do not rush through this. You don't know it yet, but in these next few months, you find your absolute best friend, and now you cannot imagine life without her. I remember that right now you feel like you have no purpose, and because you didn't get into that one college, you believe that there is nothing left here for you. But if you had gone off to college like you had planned, you would have never met her. You would have never been able to help her. You meet Hannah in just a few months from where you are now. She is the type of sad that you have never known before. Your purpose is to help her. You teach her how to run, how to make all of the anger and disappointment go away and see nothing but the open road in front of you. Spoiler alert, everything happens for a reason. You just have to be patient enough to see it.
What would you say? What would you say to the person you were 2, 5, maybe even 10 years ago? Would you tell yourself to be true?
Be true to who you are and what you believe in.
Would you tell yourself to be confident?
Be confident in the way you look and what you are capable of.
Would you tell yourself to be brave?
Be brave and know that the risks you take now will open doors you never knew you needed opened.
Would you tell yourself to be strong because life is tough, but guess what? So are you.
Would you tell yourself to be patient?
Be patient because you will never be able to go where you are right now.
What would you say to make all of the hurt and pain you feel now go away?
What would you say to yourself to get you to slow down, to take in every minute?
What would you say to lift just a portion of the far too heavy weight we all carry?
What would you say to yourself to get you to understand that life goes on?
What would you say to teach yourself how to shut out the negativity and let the light shine in?
I only hope you tell yourself to
Be true. Be confident.
Be resilient.
Be strong.
be patient.
What would you say?
I can take so much till